Can we make Tesla's autopilot work in these conditions? This is how chaotic our streets are, and sometimes the road conditions can be at their worst. This tech was designed in the States and in some other Western developed countries where their conditions and environments are completely different. Can Tesla provide the same levels of sophisticated automation to our Indian customers, where in our cities the traffic and road conditions are totally different with a lot of crazy variables? If not Tesla, are there any other genuine Indian startups which are already working on this self-driving tech tested and developed in the country? Well, let's find out then. This is Pawan and I insist tech. Let's get started. So the feature that Indian Tesla models might not come with is the autopilot. Like any autonomous systems, Teslas use cameras, radars, ultrasound sensors, etc. to run their cars automatically. And the data that they have collected, mainly in the United States and in some other European Western countries, where the road infrastructure, traffic conditions and driving habits of those populations are almost similar. In India, in major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, etc., the traffic levels are intense, where all kinds of wheels, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers are all jam-packed together. And mainly there are a lot more two-wheelers than cars, and most of these two-wheelers don't really follow some sort of lane discipline. Upon that comes another problem, potholes, a very usual problem which don't really get fixed fast. Yes, in our cities there are really good smooth roads, but a lot more roads in Bengaluru have potholes, and sometimes in the rainy seasons they become tiny pools. When there are these many variables to consider to test the system in and make it well usable, we might need to give Tesla more time to do their research and testing in the Indian cities. So this is why I think autopilot might be a missing feature in the first batch of Tesla cars which are going to hit the Indian roads. But we might get partial automation though, like lane keeping assistance, emergency stops, etc. But for that next level of automation, we might have to wait. I even have a feeling that Indian Tesla models might miss out on extraordinary software features which can be accessed via the huge screen in the center. Not sure which features they are, but I think they are missing. So that's it, over. Can't we get autonomous driving here? Thankfully that's not true. There are some Indian startups which are already working on making our own authentic autonomous systems which are gonna be tested in cars and other kinds of vehicles. Starting off, we have Flux Auto. This is a Bengaluru based startup which is working on self-driving trucks, and they're aiming to reach level 5 autonomy. If you're not sure what these levels of automations are, you can watch this video and I'll link it in the description also, so that you'll be familiar with what these levels of self-driving are. These systems are built and tested in our Indian roads, especially to handle very unpredictable situations which keeps happening here, and mainly the highways, because these roads are not really safe. The big deal is these systems can be fit into our existing trucks already, which gives them a big upgrade. They use all necessary sensors like any autonomous system would do, but their software is tuned and conditioned well to work under Indian road conditions and Indian traffic. They have uploaded a video on their official website to watch, where they have shown off their self-driving prototype truck which drove like 10 kilometers of distance with negligible human assistance. I'm really curious to see how this startup can push self-driving tech into our Indian automotive market by building these super cool self-driving systems for commercial vehicles. The next startup, minuszero, was started recently, last year, and this startup also aims on building self-driving systems or self-driving vehicles for our Indian roads and Indian traffic conditions. They mainly focus on ride sharing, more like Zoox, like what I spoke about in one of my previous videos. Even they are trying to reach level 5 autonomy by their policy of extensive research, testing and reverse engineering. They have tried to make the systems less dependent on the previous data collected and more conditioned to solve real world problems quickly, which is really helpful in unpredictable situations. And they also say that these systems don't depend on lane markings, which really makes sense because not all Indian roads have lane markings on them. They have tested their very first three-wheeler prototype too. You can watch this video on their official website. There's this startup called Fisherbox, which is developing their own self-driving tech called AeroDrive. Again, a very basic self-driving system which depends on cameras and radar inputs. And again, these are made in India according to all Indian conditions. So these are intelligent systems which can be retrofitted into any car, hence giving it a big upgrade. Then finally, I want to talk about this startup called Swiat Robots. I'm not really sure I pronounced it right or wrong. Anyways, this is a Bhopal-based startup which is also working on self-driving tech, and they are also trying to reach level 5 autonomy with their vehicles. They're doing a similar work just like how other new startups are doing. But one thing that caught my eye was these guys are testing their systems off-road. It's pretty amazing. So these were some of our very own Indian autopilot systems. If I missed some more startups which are already building self-driving systems like this and I've missed them, you can let them know in the comment section below. I'll be really happy to read them. I'm really amazed to see so many people working on this tech in the country. So very soon we'll also have our own desi self-driving cars, because if Tesla doesn't really put their full systems in the cars and sell it in India, I mean, I don't know, we have our own systems here too. So this was a short video which I wanted to make about Tesla not putting their systems in Indian models and very genuine Indian startups which I want to talk about. So if you ended up liking the whole video, don't forget to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, this is Pawan signing out.